Hey, what's up, guys? It's Chris. And the question of moire came up this morning, and I wanted to show you guys what it is, why it happens, and a quick way that you can take care of it in Lightroom or Adobe Camera Raw. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this before, but if we zoom into 100% on this fabric, there is all kinds of crazy color patterns going on here. This is probably one of the worst cases of this I've ever had. I never would have expected it to happen on this fabric that I thought was like a solid color. But if you look where there isn't any, you can see it's just a super fine microfiber fabric. This was shot with a 50 megapixel camera, which is also part of the problem. And with the 135, which is very sharp. So basically everything that could have gone wrong to create this did. So before we go into how to fix it, I just want to show you real quick why it happens. And basically what it is when you have two patterns that overlap, they create a new pattern. So to show you how that works, I made a grid on this white background, and then I added a second identical grid over the top of it. And if we zoom out here and transform this, check out what happens. As soon as we rotate this pattern, it's going to make a new pattern. And as you rotate this around and shift it, it's going to make all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And this is what you're seeing. It's the pattern in the fabric overlapping with the pattern of your sensor. And it creates all kinds of crazy stuff. So that's with two identical patterns. If we take that grid and resize it a little bit to make it different, there's no way you can always get rid of it. So this one I just stretched the grid out a little bit. So this is going to be more similar to what you'll see in practice, is this kind of crazy patterning. Now these two patterns are just black and white lines, but the way that digital camera sensors work is they don't sense the color. They have a filter over them that senses each individual color, and they use that information to determine what colors are around them. So when you have a colored fabric and you get that moire pattern start to happen, the sensor and the camera don't know how to interpret the color either. This is what's actually on your digital camera sensor. So you can see like how complex the patterns can end up getting, and it can shift your color all sorts of different ways because the true color gets interpreted the wrong way. So if we jump back into Lightroom, that's what we've got going on here. We have false color. So it's creating a lighter purple and a darker purple when it's all supposed to be this color over here. So thankfully they made it super easy. There's actually a brush right in here. And so if we go to the local adjustment brush and go to moire and crank it up a little bit, and you just start painting this brush on, and it's like magic. It just takes care of it all. So if you have a huge area like this, I mean, I could zoom out and and paint a big section at one time. Now the thing you have to be careful of is you want to use the minimum amount possible that takes care of your problem. Otherwise, you can start to lose detail, and it can kind of smudge parts of your image. But just so you can see, like there's that area I fixed. If we turn this brush off, you can see it's a pretty clean fix. Sometimes you'll run into patterns you can't take care of. There's really nothing you can do about it. When you're shooting, if you notice it, you can try increasing or decreasing the distance or changing the angle just a little bit. There were some shots of this exact same setup that had zero issue, and a couple that had it super bad. And of course, it's always the photos that you want to use. So there it is. If you guys haven't seen moire before, it's sure to pop up at some point. And now you guys know how to take care of it. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments.